Hello and welcome. There is a student loan crisis, and I am here to give you information on how to navigate the existing crisis and what actions you can take to fight back against what is happening within the student loan community. This particular video, this is urgent. This is an emergency situation. The information that I'm giving you is applicable to existing college students, so those students that are in college right now. It includes those that are student loan borrowers, no matter what phase you are as a student loan borrower, whether you've been paying, whether you're on deferment, whether you're in forbearance, if you're on an IDR program, if you are pending PSLF. If you are a student or student loan borrower, this video is for you. Again, welcome. My name is Shantae Roddy. If you don't know me, if you're first coming across this video, let me just give you some background information on me real quick. For those that know me, you know that I have been focused on helping entrepreneurs and small businesses, especially women, to build wealth and create legacies for their families and for generations to come. I have made it my commitment to bring you information and knowledge that is going to help you continue that effort, and also bring you information and knowledge of anything that may be impeding on your efforts to build wealth and create legacy for you and your family. And this is such a time as this, okay? If you don't know, I help thousands of entrepreneurs and business owners navigate COVID, keep their doors open. I connected them to all types of funding opportunities and anything that they needed so that they could thrive during throughout the pandemic over 5 years, okay? In addition to that, the initiatives and improvements to the student loan programs that were initiated under the Biden administration, I help thousands of you all to be able to get your student loans forgiven or canceled. Okay, so that's my history. I am an advocate for the people, and so I am here again with you today to help you again, give you information, give you knowledge so that you can take this information and you can take action. Because understand, as a student loan borrower, you have rights. And if someone is trying to take your rights, if they're not trying, they're doing it, you have to understand that there's something you need to do. And as quickly as this administration is unraveling all your rights, we have to take swift action. We don't have the luxury of time right now. So that is why I'm here in the evening, getting on here to help you all. I invite you all to ask questions because I will be spending time with Q&A. Some of you already submitted questions to me that I'll be answering. I do have a lot to get to. One thing that I'm going to ask you all to do, if you come across this video and you're watching, whether you're watching me live right now on Facebook or YouTube, I'm going to ask you to do the same thing I asked during those other initiatives. 1, like this video. 2, comment on this video. And 3, share this video out to someone you know who is a college student or who is a student loan borrower. This is important. This is an emergency. Okay, so you may not even know that there's a crisis. Why? Because there's not a lot, the media is not covering what they need to be covering. So unfortunately, we cannot count on the media. There are actions being taken that are not being done in a transparent way. So you wouldn't know, okay, unless you went investigating like I do. I'm the investigator, I'm the researcher. And so as I investigate and I research, I have to come back and share the information with you. The information I'm sharing with you has been verified and confirmed. You can go and look it up yourself. Okay, I'm gonna send you give you all the information, send you to where to go to get access to the information. Okay, so there is a lot going on with the educational system. I can't cover it all. My focus today are student loan borrowers, okay? This crisis on student loans. What I would say too, before I get started, if you are an advocate, you should be anyway, but if you're an expert in a certain area, maybe one that I'm not in, and you know things that are going on that are impacting the American people, I would invite you and encourage you to get on your own platform. You can contact me. We can collaborate. We have to educate people and spread awareness and give them the tools to fight back, right? To fight for our rights. We can't just sit back and do nothing. Like, it's crazy. Okay, so let me delve into it. So you all share out this video, tag someone that you know needs to see this video. The top things that I'm going to review for you today of what's happening. The first thing is the IDR suspension, okay? The income-driven repayment program. If you're on the income-driven repayment program, put IDR in the comments. This is a program that has been in place for years to help student loan borrowers to better manage their payments, have lower payments that's more aligned with their income. And it's also a forgiveness program. So once you pay into the program so many years, then once you meet that timeline, that your loans are supposed to be forgiven. Now, this is applicable to federal student loans. This is not applicable to private loans. Okay, I want to make that clear. This is federal student loans. There is a suspension of this program. This applies to those existing like me that are on the program, and any student loan borrower that wishes to apply to get on the program. The applications have been suspended. If you go to Studentaid.gov, you will actually see that it is grayed out. It is non-clickable. You can't do it. All the servicers have been instructed not to receive or accept any applications at all. This also means that if you are on a program, if you're on this program, then the timer has stopped. Okay, so if you are on a timer towards your 20 years or 25 years or whatever program you're on, it is stopped. This is not just the SAVE program. This is the SAVE program and every other program that is under the income-driven repayment plan umbrella. In addition to that, that was in February. So the Department of Education suspended this in February, okay? I talked to my servicer the other day, and they are confused as everybody else. They don't even know what to say, what to do. They feel for us, but they don't know what to do except do nothing. Okay, the only thing they can do is accept consolidation applications. Okay, PSLF for all of you public service workers. If you worked in public service any time in your life, right? We know that many of you, millions of you all had your student loans forgiven, or you're right there. You're at the point that they should be forgiven. You're about to get there. All of that has stopped. Okay. Yours have been restricted. Let me go with some of the restrictions. Now, this took place via executive action by number 47, okay? Borrowers in or applying for public service loan forgiveness are facing new limitations and denials. This includes employment certification delays. So many borrowers are experiencing longer processing times with a PSLF certification if they're even getting certified, right? Retroactive payment adjustments. So this was previously counted PSLF payments are being removed or recategorized. Okay, let me repeat that. Previously counted PSLF payments are being removed or recategorized so that you don't get forgiveness, okay? Denials for borrowers in forbearance or deferment. So borrowers in COVID-19 forbearance or deferment are seeing payments disqualified. Temporary expanded PSLF cutbacks. The program designed to help those previously denied PSLF has been severely limited. And incomplete processing of payments. So many borrowers' accounts show incorrect PSLF progress affecting forgiveness timelines. So again, this was signed into executive order in March, on March 7th, impacting everyone that could potentially qualify, has a pending application, or is set to have their student loans forgiven under the PSLF program. Okay. What else is happening? We know Department of Education firings. I know 300 firings already. And so that is in counting. So major layoffs at the Department of Education are affecting customer support, loan servicing, causing longer response times and processing delays. Okay. The agenda or the intention is that they get rid of the forgiveness programs altogether. Which are, this is your right. We have agreements in place. We have contractual documentation in place that they are trying to override or negate that they can't. And then the DOJ data breach. Okay, I mentioned this before in some of my posts that Elon Musk Department of Government Deficiency, which is an illegal organization, is under scrutiny for potentially accessing student loan borrower data and raising privacy and FERPA violation concerns. Okay, that means that your privacy, your data is at risk. You have a non-elected official, right? Non-elected person. I can't even say official. A person's and their team accessing your data. Okay, that is illegal. Okay, this is why borrowers must take action and must take action now. Now, let me give you some statistics really quickly on student loan borrowers. Total federal student loan borrowers total 42.7 million Americans that hold student loan debt. 42 million Americans. Total student debt is 1.64 trillion in outstanding federal student loan debt. Borrowers on the income-driven repayment programs is 1/3 of borrowers ages 25 to 49 are on an IDR repayment program. The PSLF borrowers, there are over 2 million borrowers are either on PSLF or have applied for PSLF. And college students currently are approximately 19.7 million that are enrolled in colleges and universities across the United States. Now, this is important because as a student, many students have federal student loans. Those that are about to graduate in a couple months, okay, that you all need to know what it means to have a federal student loan and the programs that are available to you and your rights as a student loan borrower, okay? Don't wait to learn your rights until after you graduate. Most of us, we don't even know. You know, you're young, you're not really well informed of what's going on. Nobody really tells you. So I'm here to tell you to really get informed, know about the loan programs, your rights, and the benefits that you're entitled to. Okay. The third thing that I want to talk about are the legal grounds, the legal rights and legal challenges to these actions, because I know many people feel hopeless. They feel like they're powerless to do anything. Each one of us has power and each one of us has the power to do something. But there's so much more power if we come together collectively. If you talk about all the millions of student loan borrowers, if we come together and take action together and bombard our representatives, they will have to act on our behalf. Now, let me explain bar rights and legal grounds to challenge the policies, if you want to call them that, that are happening right now. Understand, bars have right. The government and loan officers cannot make these changes without following due process. There's a due process for everything that they've thrown out the window. Okay, so number one in the due process is breach of contract. So the Department of Education made a binding agreement with borrowers on the IDR and PSLF. So changing the terms after borrowers complied is illegal. Promissory estoppel. Borrowers relied on government promises for forgiveness after meeting certain conditions. They cannot retroactively deny relief. Make it make sense. Unlawful administrative actions. So the Administrative Procedure Act, referred to as APA, requires proper legal steps before changing policies. If skipped, borrowers can challenge these actions in court. And lastly, constitutional due process violations. The Fifth Amendment protects borrowers from having benefits taken away without notice or a fair appeal process. I'm going to tell you right now, and you all know this, I always tell you to check your emails, check your spam folders. Remember? I check mine. And so before I call my servicer, Nelnet, I check my email. I check my emails regularly, including my spam, okay? For any updates from the Department of Education. The last update that I received was before 47 got in office. So all of these changes I'm telling you, they didn't even come via email. Okay? No notification, no press releases on these things. Not only that, but there is an effort to remove information from these websites. So from the Department of Education, from Studentaid.gov. And you will see that right now. If you log on to Studentaid.gov right now and you go to forgiveness programs, all of the programs are deleted. They're removed. With the exception of a few, all the IDR programs are gone. They're all gone. Okay? Archives on the Department of Education's website, gone. They're gone. Okay? So we have to add before any more information, any of our information is deleted. Now, next, let's talk about the impact of these policy changes on borrowers. So I already explained some of them. So let me dive a little bit deeper. So the IDR suspensions, they prevent borrowers from getting lower monthly payments. And I've had many peers work with many people over the years that want to know, how do I get my monthly payments lowered? What can I do? And you're working towards forgiveness. It is our right to have forgiveness. Like my loan should have been forgiven. They should have been forgiven, and they're in line to be forgiven, right? On the website, and I'll try to show you after I get through this information, or I'm gonna do follow-up videos also, because I can't get everything into this one. So I'll go into more detail and walking through steps of different things as you all need help, as well as I have a guide that I created over the weekend to help you take action and advocate on your own behalf. Okay. Not only lowering payments, but working towards forgiveness. Just think about many of us that have been paying for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, people that have been waiting, that have met their obligations under these programs, and nothing has happened. We've just been waiting and waiting and waiting. And so now we get to the point where we have up-to-date calculations, which they didn't have before. This is one of the improvements, to even have transparent calculations, so you and your servicer and the Department of Education all know where you stand as far as your payments towards forgiveness. And so once you reach that number, then your loan is automatically forgiven, canceled. No more money owed if you met the obligation. And now to be at a standstill where you don't know, where everything is in limbo and you don't know what to do, and your payments and your credits have stopped, or they're incorrect. Okay, the PSLF restrictions, the bars that have met the requirements but are being denied and delayed, right? So all of the efforts, all of the work that has been done to fix this problem, they just rolled it back. So you may be one of those on PSLF. I know some of you all replied to my post the other day on Facebook saying that you're right there. Just delete my application, or that your calculations aren't correct. So I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Servicing issues, Doge firing, again, the delays. Okay, so imagine how many people, and especially after this video, are going to be trying to contact your servicers, because you need to contact them and make let them know where you stand. Ask them questions about what's going on, and then make them put pressure on the Department of Education and this administration. We have to hit them on all fronts, okay? The data risk of your information being accessed without permission is just a setup for lawsuits. We all know this country has a history of major data breaches, and this is the biggest one in U.S. history. And we all know the devastating consequences that can happen when there is a data breach, and when our data is just given out to anybody to use in any way that they choose. How is that helping us, keep us safe as Americans? I know people personally that have been victims of identity theft, and the years and years and years it took for them to recover, if they were able to recover. So this is not a situation that we want to be in as Americans. So this is a crisis that requires immediate action. Okay? Now, let's talk about what borrowers must do right now. Right now. Number one, you need to first check into your student loan accounts for errors and missing payments. By logging into Studentaid.gov and take screenshots of everything: your loan type, your loan balance, your payment history, your credit adjustments, and your forgiveness progress. Okay? Let me know if you have your credits, if your credits are displaying on your dashboard, because they were supposed to be done by last year, September. Initially they said July, then September, then it was September this year. But I know Nelnets is updated, so I cannot confirm. You have to confirm by logging into your own dashboard and seeing if your payments are displayed on Studentaid.gov. Okay, so that is the first thing. What are we doing? We're taking screenshots. You're going to take screenshots and you're going to save those screenshots. Okay, because you always need documentation. If we're going to file complaints, which we are, if we're going to file lawsuits, which we are, okay, then we need documentation. And if at some point they remove your information or change your information, you have proof. Okay. Next thing you're going to do is file complaints. You're going to file complaints with who? Studentaid.gov. You're going to file a complaint on Studentaid.gov. You're going to file a complaint on with the Department of Education on ed.gov. Once you submit complaints, file your complaints with these organizations, if you don't get a resolution, not a resolution, a satisfactory resolution, then your next step is to file a complaint with the FSA ombudsman. Don't file with them until you have heard back from Studentaid.gov and the Department of Education. So make sure that you do that. And in the guide that I have provided, and you'll see it above, and in the description of this video, I have the directions of what you should do, how to do it. I have scripts. So I know a lot of times, what do I say? How do I file a complaint? You don't have to worry about any of that. Just download the guide. It's $7, okay? Put a lot of work, did a lot of research to put that together. All you have to do, copy, paste, or modify it to your particular circumstance. And then put it on the website into their form for complaints. So you're going to do that. You're going to submit it. You're going to make sure you screenshot your submission, save your submission, and the date. Please notate the dates and times that you're doing all of these activities. Next, after you do that, you are going to contact your state attorney general and your local representatives. You're going to demand that they investigate and take action for unfair student loan practices. Okay? As a student loan borrower, you are a consumer. So you can file a consumer complaint. Okay? So you want to file a complaint with your attorney generals. We already know that attorney generals across the country are filing lawsuits on behalf of the American people for a lot of policy violations or illegal policy implementation. So local representatives, and we're already seeing people are showing up and showing out. Call, you're gonna make phone calls, emails, and then go to the town halls. And if your local officials are not hosting town halls, demand that they host a town hall. It may be an in-person, it may be a Zoom meeting, whatever it is. This is your opportunity to make sure your voice is heard. Make sure that they know that you're a student loan borrower and how you are being affected by these illegal actions that are taking place. Then you put fire under them to put fire under the administration to stop it. This is so serious. So you're going to contact your state attorney general and local representatives and let them fight on your behalf, okay? Then after that, what you want to consider is to join or file a class action lawsuit. That was my recommendation. So I did a post the other day when I confirmed what was happening. The first thing I said is we need to file a lawsuit. And this has to be the potential of being one of the largest lawsuits in the history of America. And we have, I believe, legal grounds to stand on. I'm not an attorney, but if you are an attorney or if you know an attorney that specializes in class actions, consumer protection, or student loan cases, tag them in this video. Have them email me at hello@shebosstalk.com because we need to file a lawsuit. But there's steps that we can take, right? So we can file a lawsuit. We can work on that. We can work on getting an attorney to represent us, but we can also be taking these other additional steps, right? As far as filing our complaints, with the Department of Education, going to the Attorney General and contacting our local officials, and then pursuing the lawsuit. So borrowers may be entitled to legal standing to challenge these IDR suspensions, the PSLF restrictions, and the data breaches. And I'll encourage you to stay informed and connect with legal advocacy groups. Legal advocacy groups across the country. We need to be reaching out to all of these different groups, the Urban League, the NAACP, whatever group that you're a part of. You need to be reaching out and letting them know. Ask them, do you know what is happening with our student loans? Do you know that they suspended the IDR forgiveness programs? Do you know that there's a data breach going on? And what are you doing about it? How can you help stop it? Again, we have to build on the momentum that is happening across the board and fight for our rights. Because again, I'm in line. I'll be doggone if I'm gonna just let them, just do anything. I mean, if they was gonna do anything, then delete all the loans, everybody's loans. But they're not doing that. They're not doing that. They don't want us to have the rights that we are entitled to. They're in breach of contract. These are legal agreements. So we have to hold up to our end of the agreement and they don't? No, it does not work like that. Ask a contract attorney, a legal attorney, right? If you're in business, you know it doesn't work like that. But they would have you think that it works like that, and it does not. Okay, so I'm going to open it up to questions. This is the Q&A time. Let me look at the comments. I know someone asked me about, I don't know, this screen is kind of iffy. I apologize for the screen, but it's getting kind of dark in here. But someone asked me about the SAVE program. So I'm going to reiterate for her. She asked me the questions. Does this apply to people on the SAVE program? Yes. I'm one of those on the SAVE program, and the SAVE program was implemented under President Biden, under that administration. One of the many improvements that was made, and there were lawsuits filed to prevent or to slow down or eliminate the benefits under the SAVE program. Okay, so there's millions of us on the SAVE program. Okay, however, with that said, when the appeals court paused everything and put us all on forbearance, right? So I'm on forbearance. What does that mean? It means right now I don't have to make any payments while they try to figure out all the legal stuff. However, while I'm on forbearance, none of the months I'm on forbearance count towards the IDR program or my time towards forgiveness. So that is, I'm not okay with that. But even with that said, that did not give them the right to just eliminate all the other income-driven payment programs. There was nothing in the court decision that said for them to suspend all of the other programs. So why did they suspend all of the other programs and not just SAVE? It doesn't make any sense. So again, but this doesn't just apply to those on the SAVE program. This applies to every single student loan borrower. Okay. What can I do? What do I need to be doing? Oh, okay. So let me tell you about the guide. So I explained what you need to do, the action you need to take, and I get the guide. You want to download my complaint and advocacy guide. It will give you all of the instructions. Again, it gives you the details of what has happened, and what it is that you can do. It walks through all of the actions, exactly how to do it, where to go, how to log in, all of the scripts on what to do, and in the order to do them in. Okay. And again, this is navigating the current student loan crises. I have someone saying she was on forbearance and was taken off, and I know they're calling to say, So you want to, thank you so much for saying that, because I've gotten different reports. So as of right now, and it may be because I'm on the same program, but my payments are still at zero. Okay. That could change at any time. I've heard people saying that they were knocked off of whatever they were on and their payments came due immediately. Let me know if you're one of those people. So many people reported so many different things. So it's important that you log in to check where you are, what your status is, any emails that you receive. Make sure you save those. At what point, if any, that they change your payment arrangements without your permission, without notification, that was not aligned with what your agreement is or was. I would encourage you all to do that. That is so important. So I created a folder for myself and screenshotted every single part of my portal on Studentaid.gov. And then I reached out to Nelnet because I was like, wait a minute. I was like, this is crazy. Like, what is going on here? So I called them just to confirm what I was seeing and noticing on the website. Like, is this for real? Like, is this suspended? Because people ask me, well, is this to just new applicants? No. It's everybody if you are on the program. It's the ticker stop. So let me show you this really quickly. I'm going to just show you my my dashboard. When you log in, this is what it looks like. Your dashboard. Okay. It will say plan ahead. It has the take notice at the top. There's like this alert symbol and it tells you like federal court, this and that. That's the incomplete information, but it's giving you notices. So pay attention to the notices when you log in to your dashboard. Okay. It tells you in the top right, upcoming payments. Okay. And it tells you your aid grants is split between loans and grants and how much. Okay, you need to pay attention to that. Screenshot it. Go to the details, screenshot the details. Over here, this is what's new to the right. It says IDR end of payment term. So this is if you are on IDR, you need to be checking to see if this is on your dashboard. So it has this, and then it's telling it has an area to click to see more detail. Go to the details, and then you want to screenshot that as well. So you see here that it says that I have 1 year and 5 months left. You'll be like, oh yay, okay. But the time stopped ticking because of the suspension. So it doesn't matter what it says. And if it says, well, if you're on the same program, it may mean that your calculations are incorrect. What does that mean? But I can tell you mine is incorrect, and I'm gonna tell you why. But you need to know if you need to know if yours is correct, or if it's not. You need to know if you were eligible for the credit adjustment that I alerted you all to when it was available, because that's important. It didn't just apply to PSLF; it applied to just about almost every student loan borrower, whether you were on IDR or not. If you wanted to be on IDR, it gave you credit for time, even when you weren't on the IDR program, as credit towards your forgiveness time. Okay. So you will see it there. You should see it there. If not, contact your servicer and they should be able to explain to you why or when it's coming, when they're expecting it. But if you're on Nelnet, it should be displayed, okay? But again, I don't know every servicer where they're at in actually updating all of the records. Mine is incorrect. I'm gonna tell you why. This is great. I would be that means all my loans will be gone, forgiven, wiped out in 1 year and 5 months. That's still incorrect because based on the criteria which I saved, if you were eligible for the credit adjustment, what did that mean? That meant that they credited you based on your oldest loan, not your newest, your oldest. My oldest loan is my undergraduate loan. So they have the clock at 2011, which was my graduate loan, instead of going back to my undergraduate. If they went back to my undergraduate, that timeline would be, that time, it would not say 1 year and 5 months. It would say 0 years, because I would be eligible right now. And I am eligible. And I am eligible. And I submitted a complaint back in 2023 that they responded to. I kept the email and screenshots. Again, this is all, if we ever have to seek legal assistance, which we are, you need to have your records. Okay? So check your account to see if it is accurate. And if it's not, you want to contact your servicer and let them know, hey, I'm noticing that my dashboard has been updated, which is great with the count, but my count is incorrect. Can you explain to me how they came up with this particular count? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, they probably won't be able to answer the question. But you want to ask them, then what are the next steps for me to get this corrected or have it investigated so that it is corrected? Look, I'm not playing no games. I will go every avenue that I can to make sure that I get the forgiveness that I'm entitled to. They want to hold me hostage to a loan, well, indefinitely. That's what they're doing. Again, I want to remind you that it's illegal. It's like, okay, it's like you got a loan for your house and you paid off your loan, right? You got a 30-year mortgage and you paid it off in 30 years and say, hey, no, by the way, we're going to change the terms. We're just going to say that you're stuck. We're going to hold, and we're not going to consider you have been paid off of your loan that you paid for over 30. You paid for 30 years. Where they do that at? They don't. Nowhere. There is an agreement in place. We have rights. And they're in violation of the terms of our agreement. And they must account for that. We must hold them accountable for doing what they're doing. Okay? But this is a quick screenshot of what your dashboard looks like. And I recommend you go in here at least once a week, no less than once a month. Stay updated on as much as you can. I would say follow me wherever I am, wherever you're watching now, because this is not going to be the only time I present information regarding the student loans or anything else regarding what is happening that are affecting you or impacting you as an American. Because I've said before that a flood is coming. It's coming quick. And we have to build our ark. And I'm going to be putting out content. I've already started, and more content about how to go about building your ark. I've already put together a family survival guide, because you would think that after COVID, we would be more prepared as an American people for a crisis, right? Crises don't just come in the form of inclement weather, right? We saw that with COVID. We're in a national crisis. And what do? We're in an economic crisis. So we need to know what to do, how to handle it, how to be prepared for what could happen. So you hope for the best and you plan for the worst possible case scenario to make sure that you're protected, your family's protected, and your neighbors and your community are protected. Because we're going to have to unify. We're going to have to unify. It's going to take unity. This is going to be a grassroots effort, and we can't delay it. How fast they're moving and dismantling, we don't have the luxury to say, oh, okay, we'll just wait another month. We'll wait a few weeks. No, 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 no. As quickly as you can take action, you need to be taking action. Another person, my payment became due immediately. They told me to submit a new IDR plan request, and now they don't want to honor it. They are trying to charge me $806 a month. Tell me, how is that right? Do you know how that's going to impact her? She's not the only one. And by the way, let me address that. So I explained that the last email that I received was before 47 got in office. Okay. And in that email, it told me, it said, okay, you're on save and here's what's going on. And here's what you may want to do. You can either stay on forbearance or you can opt to get into another IDR program. So as I'm looking the other day, I'm like, okay, well, let me see if I can go into the IDR program, because I want to be finished no later than the year and a half that is telling me on my dashboard. And if I'm in forbearance, I can't do that, right? So before, I was given the option to get into another IDR program, which I was going to go back to the one that I was in before SAVE. Or you would have thought that they would have reverted us back to our previous program that we were in, but they didn't. Okay. So when I went in, because the applications are locked, I can't even apply to the other program. Everything is on suspended. And when you call your servicers, the one I talked to, she was just the nicest person, and she was flabbergasted. She was like, they have told us nothing except we can't do anything. The only thing we can accept is a consolidation application. And whereas your consolidated applications wouldn't have rolled all your time back to start or started you from day one of the consolidation, it's going to do that if you decide to consolidate. So if you've been if you've been on the forgiveness program for 20 years and you elect now to consolidate, they're going to start your clock over on the day that you consolidate. So Karen is saying this is also going to impact credit ratings. Yes, and that will negatively impact our buying power. This is going to be an economic down spiral. So again, with the actions that are being taken, it's so important for us to get in a network that knows what is happening. And the impacts to you, your neighborhoods and communities of what's happening. These things, one action can have a major trickle down effect. You thinking it's affecting one thing and it's affecting 50 things. You think it's affecting one group of people, and it's affecting millions of people. Let me see if there's any more questions. Someone's asking me, what is my take on the info Dodge is a rebranded government department? They're not. Look, I don't know why they're able to get away with what they're getting away with. We have the power. We have to demand that they stop doing what they're doing. And in addition to this, I've already said in other content that I have put out and how we do it. We have to hit them in their pockets. It's already happening. We have to hit them harder. We have to hit them harder. Just if you just look at, there's a lot of blackouts. It's called the economic blackout, but there's a lot going on. And there's a big one that is not, no one is even talking about. It doesn't have to even be a lot of talk. People are just doing it. They're just saying, I have a choice in what I do and where I put my money. And I am not going to fund my own oppression. Why would I fund people, organizations, and businesses that support my suffering or want to contribute to my suffering and the suffering of my people, my neighbors, and my community? Just knowing you have power in the money that you spend, you earned. It's your hard-earned money. There's value in that. There's value in that. So where we spend our money, or where we elect not to spend our money. So there's an economic blackout tour. Join the blackout tour. You don't have to join it. You could just do it. Make a decision. Like I made a decision a long time ago. I support small businesses all the time. I don't need a crisis to happen to say, oh, now I'm going to support small business. I just decide I'm going to do it. And I'm going to put my money, I'm going to spend my money with those companies that support. If I find out that they are supporting my oppression, then I remove my dollars, and I have done it. I did another video, I think last week, on the blackout tour because Amazon was up. And no, I have spent my money there. I stopped spending my money there. Okay. So, and a big example of, Elon Musk and Doge is that people decided that they don't like what he's doing, and what he's doing is illegal. And what he's doing is hurting a lot of people. Just mass firings for no reason. Again, firing people, then you fire people, then ask them to come back. That means you didn't put any thought into the firing. You just did it for whatever reason. And knowing the impact that it's going to have, not just on the lives, but on the services that are being provided or won't be provided, because now there's a gap because you fired everybody. I've been in companies where there's been transitions and acquisitions and firings, and let me tell you, the documentation trail is poor. The transitioning has been poor. There's been no transitioning. So if you think all the deleting of the records and things like that, all of that, those things have an impact, even on the people that remain and their ability to do the work. Because it's pure chaos. I think a lot of us know what it's like to work in chaos. It's not a fun times. It's actually detrimental to our mental health and our physical health. So all of these things are having major impacts across the board. And what I can do is my part. And I'm here to educate you, to spread awareness, so that hopefully you can take action, you can share the information and help someone else. Because who wants to be blindsided and find out that you're on the hook for something that you should have had forgiven? Or now your rights are being violated and you didn't even know. You look up one day and you just found out. You're blindsided. It is a devastating experience. But again, know that there's something we can do. We have power. And so, again, people around the world, it's not just us. People around the world are advocating for us. They're protesting on our behalf. They're doing things on our behalf. Right? They're saying, okay, yeah, I bought a Tesla, I'm selling it. I bought it, I'm not driving it. I'm getting rid of my stocks. So that's why all the things that Doge is doing, Elon is taking a big hit. That's why he was on the White House lawn selling Teslas. Who does that? 48% decrease in stock value. 700 billion drop in market value. That's what an economic boycott can do. You just have to be consistent and committed to it. And say, I'm not going to fund my oppression. I'm not going to fund people and things that are taking away my rights. I'm just not going to do it. Where can I find your information to download? Okay, so you can find the information in the description of this video. I will drop it in the comments of this video. You will see it here. Let me remove the screen up here. Hold on, let me see. You can go to t.ly/bar complaint advocacy guide, but I will make sure that it's in the comments. Okay. So let me close out this video. Let me just see if there's anybody else asking questions here. I mean, question what you're seeing on TV, on the news. Like, the news is not being reported accurately or fairly. There's a lot of misinformation that's out there. You have to go beyond and do further research, double, triple, quadruple check what you are seeing and what you are hearing. And a lot of what you need to see and hear is not being reported. Not on mainstream media, it's not. Okay, so as I close out, what do you want to do? Next steps. Just know, again, your forgiveness is not lost, but it's up to you. It's up to us to fight for it. We have to fight for our rights. Okay? Here's what to do. Watch and replay this video. Share it with others. You're going to download the guide and take action today. Follow me wherever I am on social media. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook, on my personal profile at Shantae Roddy, or at She Boss Talk, on my She Boss Talk Facebook page at She Boss Talk. Okay? We must hold the system accountable. It's time to act now. So I support you in your action. I support you in your resistance. It's up to us to resist. You can resist. We are resisting. Just saying no, redirect is a resistance. Using your voice is resistance. Watching this video, sharing this video is resistance. Not buying into the lies is resistance. That's resistance. So we have the power. It's up to us. I'm going to say it again. Nobody's coming to save us. We are the Martin Luther King Jr.'s of our generation. It's us. Look in the mirror. It is you. It is me. And in this time right now, let's address the student loan crisis. Let's get this solved. Let's take action. And again, if you know any attorney that focuses on class action, consumer complaints, or student loans, please tag them in this video or send them my email at hello@shebosstalk.com, and let's work towards a class action lawsuit so that millions of us are joined in a class. Gives us even more power to fight for our rights and get our forgiveness back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Look out for the next video. Have a great day.